Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest. The first ever of the specials that I've finally been doing. Yeah, I'm finally on the specials of Beast Quest. Yeah, so I got the first 6 books ordered off the internet. 3 of them have arrived, which are Spyros, the Ghost Phoenix, Vedra and Krimon, Twin Beasts of Avantia, and of course one of my friend Adam Fern's favourite books, Mortax, the Skeleton Warrior. I believe it is the Skeleton Warrior, but that's what I've got. So I'm gonna get the other 3 later on down the road when they come in the mail. I've also got a Captain America figure in the post. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this because the specials are actually more different than I imagined them to be. I didn't realize they were longer than the average Beast Quest book, so that's a good thing to know about them. And without further ado, I'm going to begin the first ever special of Beast Quest. I won't put these videos on the Beast Quest series playlist. I'll make a separate playlist for the specials. And as for LEGO Customs, I will be getting back into those for you guys who are watching them. Just that I had to take some time out to prepare for this review and other stuff. But yeah, without further ado, let's begin. In the specials, they seem to be split. They split the story into 2 acts, which kind of makes it seem more special/unique. I hope the other specials do something like this, because it seems like a good idea. And it seems to be the case from what I've got. Anyway. Story. So like always, in-depth story analysis and my overall thoughts on this book. So let me just make sure I've got my notes all here. Just need to put some notes down. So I've got it. Whatever. Wait. Come on. Deeping. Hold it. Come on. Gonna work? It was working? There you go. Okay. Just need to put that down and there we go. Alright, I've got my notes ready. Alright, let's begin. So like I said, in-depth story analysis and my overall thoughts on this epic adventure. So let's do this. Tom and Eleanor have successfully saved Avantia from Malvel's spell over the 6 good beasts of Avantia. However, during the party, Adro revealed there was an egg that hatched 2 twin dragons called Vedra and Krimon. He feared that if Malvel knew of these dragons, he could use them to try and conquer Avantia again. The only chance of hope was to escort the dragons to a neighbouring kingdom called Ryon. Our heroes accepted this quest and began their new adventure. Adro led the heroes into a secret room to gain their weapons, which led them into a secret passage which took them to a place called the River Tower. A boat was there, and Adro mentioned he couldn't come with them as it was our hero's destiny to do this task. He also mentioned that he has to bring the beasts to Ryon before the rise of the full moon. If not, Malvel will be able to take control of them. Which makes me wonder, did Malvel have to do that with the other 6 beasts in order for his evil tokens to work? Or is it just Vedra and Krimon that work this way? To be fair though, we'd never get an answer on that. That's just my wondering about that little thing. Anyway, our heroes had to leave their animals behind and rowed the boat towards the caves that contained the twin beasts of Avantia. However, they could feel Malvel's presence. They knew they would encounter him again. Our heroes battled the forces of the raging river until reaching the caves that contained Vedra and Krimon. Our heroes were welcomed by the 6 good beasts of Avantia, and of course the artist screwed up with Arctur's face. He's supposed to have 1 eye, not 2. Anyway, the beasts were here to welcome and protect the baby dragons. After some pacing, our heroes finally met Vedra and Krimon, and now realized how important it was they didn't fall into Malvel's hands. However, time was not on their side. It was going to be a full moon by tonight. The map they had there was going to be a full moon by tonight. The map they had expanded, showing where Ryon was. There was no time to waste. You can tell they're trying to outdo Epos's book, or heck, the entire first series. We're having all the beasts involved in this plot. So, to be fair, not all the beasts are involved in this plot. Mainly Epos and Verno help out. But yeah, you can see what they're trying to do. Our heroes prepared to depart with the good beasts helping out our heroes. Verno and Epos offered Ferno and Epos offered both the dragons and our heroes a ride to Ryan. It was going well when Tom spotted something odd on the map. That something was revealed to be a volcano which ambushed the group. Eleanor had lost her weapons whilst Tom had fallen, but was quickly rescued by the beasts. Our heroes got out of range of the volcano and landed to take a breather, but our heroes noticed a young boy was down there too, so they investigated, only to have the boy get the drop on Tom. He announced himself to be Seth, a warrior like Tom, and he didn't waste any time as he planned to kill our hero. So this is where Seth is first introduced to Beast Quest. Only problem is Tom mentions Seth seems familiar to him, so I'm hoping we get some explanation about that. Otherwise, that's a plot hole right now. Tom countered Seth, and the two got into a brief duel with Tom winning. Seth begged for forgiveness. He claimed he had gone mad out of hunger, and if they escorted him back to his home village of Ryan, he'd never speak word of the legendary beasts. Tom, being the pure heart, agreed, and they took Seth with them to Ryan. However, when they arrived, it was revealed Seth was working for Malvel, as he ambushed them with some magic powder as he threw it in Tom's face. So that's what Tom was feeling. It wasn't a feeling Tom had with Seth, but a feel of the presence of Malvel. Because I thought, like, did Tom know about Seth previously to this book? Which is not really true, because, you know, he was never mentioned in the 6 Beasts. Like, what was that referring to? And it's like, oh, it was like the vibe, like, this guy has connections with Malvel vibe. So that's what that vibe was earlier. So that's good. Tom came to and searched for Eleanor and the twin dragons, only to find that Seth had reclaimed his sword and had stolen Vedra. Tom heard Malvel's laughter when our heroes reunited. Tom vowed he would get Vedra before the full moon rised. Krimon sensed his twin and wandered through the blizzard. Our heroes quickly made sure that Epos was all right. Indeed she was, as Ferno closed his wings around Epos and himself to pretend to be a rock so they would be safe. As our heroes headed off to get Vedra back, but when they searched for Krimon, he was out of sight. Our heroes soon found Krimon once again. Turns out he was concentrating his energy. It was revealed that the twin dragons had a spiritual link that would help them find one another. However, time was not on their side. Soon our heroes came to a large hedge which didn't seem to have any way around, and to make matters worse, Krimon sensed Vedra was on the other side of it. I have a feeling Malvel magicked up this hedge. He magicked up this hedge because no plant would go on this long in both directions. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like the stuff you see that's impossible is not meant to be possible. So the only explanation is that it's Malvel's doing at this point. So that's how I came to that conclusion. And to be fair, we never get to be fair though, while they don't say it's Malvel's doing, it is implied that it's Malvel's doing at the end. This maze and hedge thing. Our heroes hacked through the hedge, but it wasn't enough to get through time. It wasn't enough to get through, as time was ticking, and it was now nightfall. Krimon stepped in front and burned the hedge down, making our heroes progress to a labyrinth/maze. If you don't know what a labyrinth is, if you don't know what a labyrinth is, it's essentially a maze. With the aid of Krimon's spiritual connection, they found their way through. However, an evil presence was now approaching. It was revealed to be a statue. So it was not really a danger at all, it was just a statue. Several monstrous statues were around the maze, and as our heroes tried head towards the center of the maze, Tom sensed Malvel, which made Tom go off course. This was clearly Malvel's plan, making our heroes lose time. Plus, at this point, Malvel Tom is still new to beast questing. So he's still early work, so facing Malvel. So he's like, Tom's still early in his early careers of being a hero. Malvel is set up as the big bad villain, and he hasn't been stopped yet. So it's kind of, Tom. It makes sense. even if it is magic on Tom's mind, it still makes sense for the character to be a bit reckless at this time. Eleanor got Tom back, but when they thought they were back on track, it turned out to be another trick. Tom made Tom snap. To be another trick, which made Tom snap again. This made Krimon speak. Basically what I'm saying is, they thought they were going the right way again, but no, they weren't. This made Tom angry, and that made Krimon scared of Tom. And Eleanor assumed it was Seth's magic dust that was making him act this way. Tom felt hopeless, of course. Despite this downfall, our heroes pressed on to another obstacle, a chasm. Krimon flew over, but didn't understand our heroes needed a lift, so they had to do some effort. They had to do some effort and managed to pole vault over. However, Krimon was in pain. Our heroes assumed something horrible had happened to Vedra. By the way, it is mentioned in this book that Vedra and Krimon and our it is mentioned that the Vedra and Krimon are brothers, and since the book is their first, first appearance, it's laying the ground rules on the beasts. So if I addressed Vedra or Krimon as females in other books, I didn't know because I didn't read the first book until now, and I hope I didn't goof. But yeah. Anyway, though. So yeah, Vedra and Krimon are both brothers, and that's established here. And just in case I goofed up, I apologise for that if I said it in previous books. It seemed hopeless. All Tom had left was the corrupted dust, which made him hear Krimon's cries of pain. However, Eleanor revealed it wasn't Krimon, it was Vedra. Malva was trying to make him hear Vedra's pain. Tom outsmarted Malva as he used the spell as a compass to lead them to the heart of the maze, but of course Seth was waiting with Vedra chained up. Krimon, not wasting any time, knocked Seth aside and attempted to free his twin, but it was too late. Vedra was already evil. Krimon was forced to face his brother in combat, while Tom and Eleanor fought Seth. While Tom lost, Eleanor overpowered and disarmed Seth. While Tom used the power of his sword and the moon's rays to redirect a moonbeam blinding Vedra. This revealed Vedra's underbelly weak spot, and Tom used his sword, which was enchanted by Adaro, I should have mentioned, because I don't think I mentioned this prior, but Adaro magically enchanted Tom's sword, so that if they did turn bad, that he could free him. So, now that his sword was enchanted and the weakness exposed, Tom used his sword to free Vedra of his evil. The dragons were safe and Seth had retreated. Ferno and Epos arrived, with Ferno escorting the twin dragons to Ryan, while Epos escorted our heroes back home. Plus, Adro called saying good work, and he had teleported Eleanor's weapons back home before they were destroyed, ending the first special. But yeah. There it is, guys. My attempt at my analysis of Vedra and Krimon, the twin beasts of Avantia. A few scuffles here and there, but nothing too major. I do appreciate there's more stuff to do in this book, as it's just the first special and all that stuff. We get the build. They start off at the river. Well, you get the setup of the quest. They go to the river. They have an ambush at a volcano. So they go, it's fun, they go for all these different environments, like they go through sea, they go through sky, and then land, and then they get to the maze and the hedge, and it's like all building up, and to the big battle at the end, even though the battle is kind of short, to be honest, because the beast battle only lasts for one chapter, and it's just Vedra, because like, if you're expecting all Vedra and Krimon, it's two beasts against one, but no, to be honest, the cover kind of lies. I mean, look at it. If you look at the cover, it looks like the two dragons are facing Tom, but in actuality, the story is basically more Vedra being the evil one at the end, and Krimon more like, I'm forced to face my twin. But yeah, even though the cover is misleading in a kind of a way, it's still a great book. The one negative flaw, if you're looking for a beast action book, don't go to Vedra and Krimon. It's not about that. It's more about the journey, instead of like in the getting there. But even though the beast fight is small, the adventure is good. The adventure is pretty cool, I'd say. It introduces Seth, which for the first time, which he will become one of Tom's rivals, all the way up to Sting. And then after Sting, I don't know what happens to him, unless he's reintroduced in a special or something like that. I don't know. That's the only way they can bring him back, I can see. But yeah, but this is the first introduction of Seth. Like, you know, Malville finds an apprentice or something like that along those lines, which I guess is kind of a good thing for our villain. After his 6 beasts failed, he like, what can I do to change it up a bit? And he got a warrior similar to Tom from the Kingdom of Ryan, which kind of is a good thing. So there's that for you. And all this stuff, you know, it's pretty cool. So overall, the story is great, I think. Like, going from all these different destinations over from Avantia, then going on to Ryan, like, it takes place in 2 acts, which makes it more, yeah, it has good, it makes it feel more of a good sort of length of a story. So I enjoy it, even if, from what I've seen of Adam's review, my friend Adam Ferns, he doesn't like the book, and I can't tell if it's beast-wise or story-wise. If it's beast-wise, sure, I can see that. But if it's story-wise, the story is great, even without the beast. It just goes to show that, yeah, it is Beast Quest, but, you know, even with a short beast fight, they can still pull off a good story, and I think that shows here. Yes, there's a few technicalities in this book, with the whole eye thing and stuff like that, but from Arctur, but yeah, it's nothing too major. I still really enjoy the first special, and it does show potential for the other ones, so I still really love this story. Anyway, of course, this is the first special, so I can't compare it to the other ones, but you know, it's a good starting one, I think. Anyway, though, let's go on to the characters. Tom, Eleanor, I'm not going to do Adara because he was essentially just like vague platitudes. Seth, Malville, kind of. I don't want to do Malville because he was more of it in there as a vision or a presence. So essentially just 3 characters essentially, and the beasts. I'm not gonna, count many of them. So there isn't really much characters in this book. It is more focused on the. There are no side characters. There's no like hello side character. It's just like the main villain and the main heroes against that. So let's start off with Tom, the main hero. He does get a decent to do. I think both characters actually get a good amount to do. Tom's get this character arc of struggling to face ever since he scuffled with Seth the first time. You know, it leads into like I think it was Tom's idea to land to help Seth out because of his pure heart and take him with him and all that, which, you know, goes into his character development of trusting people. But again, it is his early books, so, you know, it is early on his adventure career. And then you've got the stuff with the evil dust spell, which is, you know, corrupting his mind, like going which way to go. Plus, like I said, it is earlier career for him, so it makes sense he's a bit reckless right now. He's like, I want to stop the villain so bad because you think you're it after you've beaten the good beasts and all that, yeah. So Tom does get a decent little character arc, and he manages to save the day in the end, which is good. So there's that. And Eleanor does not get shafted either. She actually contributes to Tom's character arc at times. So she's like the one who grounds him, like restores, you know, his conscience and all that. So I think they are balanced out equally in this book. There's a motorcycle in the background. And going on to the beasts, Vedra and Krimon. And of course, Vedra gets all the attention while Krimon gets the shaft. Essentially. Yeah, well, actually I take the back. No, she doesn't. Because, like, there's Series 14, I think it is, where the twin dragons come back and they're bigger and older now. I forgot which one. Yeah, it's, I think it's Vedra who's the ill one. And then Krimon is turned evil. Which is kind of a good thing, I suppose, because in this book, Vedra is the evil one, and Krimon is in kind of pain, so it's kind of the reverse, so I think it's a good thing. Anyway, though, but yeah, Krimon is essentially like the ally beast who helps them through the obstacles. It's nice to have a beast on their side, progressing through the book as they reach closer and closer to Vedra. Vedra essentially doesn't get much to do at all, apart from being the beast of the book. You know, the antagonistic beast. under the evil spell. So, yeah, Vedra doesn't get much to do in this book, and I was told by, I think Adam mentioned this at one point, that Vedra got all the attention. And if you mean, like, yeah, she's the sick patient, and yeah, she's the one who gets corrupted by evil, sure, but in a way I think Krimon might get more attention. But that's just my opinion. You know, I think they get a good amount equally. Because, like, in the special, Vedra gets the evil end of the stick, and Krimon gets the good end of the stick. While in the Series 14 thing, it's the reverse, kinda. So, yeah. Anyway, though, that's the Beast sorted. Overall, I'd like to say, and of course there's Epos and Inferno who help give them escorting lifts from here and there. Essentially, they're taxis. But overall, like I said, this book, the first special of Beast Quest, is a good one. And yeah, I did have a few scuffles with my analysis, but then again, there's over 14 chapters, so which is the first time for me. Well, not over 14 chapters, but around 14 chapters. And it was good. So yeah, there's my little thoughts on doing Vedra and Krimon. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, that good stuff, hit the notification bell right in the corner down below, so you can stay involved Beast Quest related topics on my channel and other content that is there. Upcoming Q&A, also on the way, if you haven't already, make sure you put questions in for the Q&A coming on the 1st of March. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video. I'll be doing the Spyros, the Ghost Phoenix, so that's going to be awesome. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one. Like always, stay cool, and of course, peace.